Hi guys, and welcome to another battle vid. And today's battle vid is between two Windows tablets. Yes, we have the Surface 2 versus the Lumia 2520 to find out which is the better Windows tablet. So why don't we jump in and check it out. So here are two tablets. We mentioned we are doing a battle between both of them to find out which is the best Windows tablet. Both of them run Windows 8.1, and these are RT version tablets from Microsoft. So they are not Windows Pro tablets. This is the Surface 2, and this is the Lumia 2520. Before we do the comparisons and battle, let's find out what makes each one special. So the first tablet we'll look at is the Surface 2 here. So the Surface 2 here comes with this magnesium build. And you can see how the finish is, especially at the back. It's got that white magnesium black color look. You can see it does show some scratches on there, so you have to be careful of that. It's got a 5 megapixel rear camera, and of course that's the sensor there. Now if you pull up to the side, you do have a couple of things we can actually show you here. Let's get some focus. There we go. This is the proprietary ports to actually power your device. They both use proprietary ports. You do have USB 3.0, which is nice. It's got a display port, and it's got side firing speakers that kind of give you that simulated surround sound, if you will. Now on the other side, you do have your volume rocker, headphone jack, and of course the speakers also. And of course you do have the famous kickstand. Now the Surface 2 has the dual layer kickstand, so you have a double hinge kickstand, so you have one hinge level and you have a second hinge level to give you a better standing option for typing and all that fun stuff here. You've also got your port for your micro SD expansion, so you can expand it with up to 64 gigabytes here, and the proprietary port at the bottom that actually has the dock that you can actually dock your keyboard here. Now we're not going to compare keyboards because we haven't done a review of the keyboard that works with that bad boy, and that is the Lumia 2520. Now, before we go further, the Surface 2, in terms of specs, what does it have in terms of specs here? So we have here, and I'm actually going to cut this down quite a bit because I can barely see anything here. There we go. Make it cooler. So this has a 10.6 inch display. It's a 1080p display, and it's powered by the Tegra 4 processor. So you've got the Tegra 4 processor, and you've got 2 gigs of RAM built in. You've got a 32 gigabyte version, 64 gigabyte version for it. Now you've got a front-facing camera that Microsoft says basically works well in low light, that allows you to Skype, and it does a lot of video adjustment. Comes with 200 gigabytes of SkyDrive storage. You do have Office also free with it too, and you also have Skype Skype wireless, so you can get free Skype internet access all around the world. Retail starts at $449, and this doesn't have any LTE coverage, but this is your Surface 2 that has all that power computing, and also does have Office as well as that 200 gigabytes free of SkyDrive. So that is the Surface 2. So we'll just turn that off for a second. Let's bring up this other guy here. This is the Nokia Lumia 2520. I don't like the black. It's not my favorite color. I wish I had it in red. But it's got a couple of things. First off, this is powered by a Snapdragon 800 processor. So the processor we all love in all our smartphones is in here, and it's also got 2 gigabytes of RAM. It has built-in NFC, so you can actually transfer photos, videos, and documents via NFC, and it's actually located right here. You tap. It's got a Carl Zeiss lens camera that houses a 6.7 megapixel camera for taking photos, videos. This is a front-facing camera at 1.9, nothing too special. Now, in terms of ports, see if we can focus on that a little bit. It's a little hard. So we do have here a micro USB 3.0 port, and then we also have a mini HDMI port. So it doesn't have a full USB 3.0. It does have a micro that also uses micro USB 2.0. Now it's got a power port here, and of course your headphone jack. Now this has the rapid charge that will charge 80% in 30 minutes, so you can actually charge your device fully. Now screen size here is a 10 point. Oof, that's super bright again. I apologize for that. So the screen size here, this is a 10.1 inch display. on here, and you also have Office built in for free. You don't have 200 gigabytes of SkyDrive. You do have 7 gigabytes of SkyDrive free, which comes standard with a Hotmail account. And what you also do have here is the list of Nokia applications here, from Nokia Music, Nokia Storyteller, Nokia Video Editor, Here Maps, and so on and so forth. So you have a slew of Nokia applications here. So that's the difference between both of them. So let's talk about which one's better and how they both handle. So taking a look at both devices, as we turn both of them on here, we dim the screens out here between these devices. They both have 10-inch displays. Now they are both 10.6, 10.1. This 10 and both 1080p. But which one has the better display? Now, if I crank this up here a little bit, and I'll show you with the Surface 2, it's a bright display and it looks pretty good. You can see how that looks, pretty vibrant. And if we go over here and to the Nokia basically is built for better outdoor light. You know, the displays, I would say the Nokia wins slightly. It's a good display. It's slightly better than what you find, of course, from Microsoft, but I think Nokia's display is actually just a tad bit brighter than what you have from Microsoft. So in terms of display, I'll give Nokia that on that department. Let me cut this down before I actually blind somebody out there with this, even myself included, as I make this video. Now, the other aspect of this device here also is processing power and gaming. So this uses a Tegra 4 and this uses a Snapdragon 800. Which of these two actually handles gaming much better as a whole? Is it the Snapdragon 800 or the Tegra 4? I'll say it's about tied there, but I do like the Snapdragon 800, and I'll give the slight edge to Snapdragon 800 just because I found little heating issues with that, and this handled well in gaming. Don't get me wrong, they actually had no issues, but I think this just warmed up a little bit more than what I got from the Snapdragon 800. So I give it to the Lumia 2520. Now, in terms of front-facing cameras here, it's actually something that isn't talked about much, but since it's a tablet, you're going to actually do video chat, you're going to Skype and all that kind of fun stuff. And I give the edge to Microsoft. So you can see how that's trying to adapt to me there in the corner. And we'll go to the Nokia camera app here. And let's switch. Let's go ahead and go to front-facing camera. You can see how they both look, and you can see, of course, that's just using the kickstand there. I give that to the Microsoft camera just for the front-facing camera. I think it does a better job in actually capturing and adapting to the light here. And if I actually switch off the light, see which actually does a better job in darker situations, you can see the Microsoft one actually sees me much clearer than the 2520. So in terms of front-facing camera, I will have to give that to Microsoft. Now, in terms of rear camera, I give that to Lumia 2520. The 6.7 Carl Zeiss camera does a better job of taking pictures. The audio quality is a little iffy. It has just this funny thing where it muffles out sound, but the rear camera, the 2520, definitely wins in that department there. Now, when it comes to storage options, that has to go to the Surface 2, because the Surface 2 has SkyDrive of 200 gigabytes and not the 2520. So the only way you can get that is if you bought a Surface 2, returned it, and I picked up that one. So I give that to the Surface 2. Now, in terms of productivity and ease of use, just in terms of hardware ease of use, I will have to give that to the Surface 2. The dual hinge kickstand to me goes a long way. I can still drop this on my lap. Now, I'm not using the keyboard or anything, but I can drop it on my lap and use it, and I can also put it down on the table. Say I'm cooking and I want to actually look at some menus, I can actually do this and put it down. While with the 2520, I need to use a stand such as what I have here from Tilt, with the Tilt wireless charger. So the 2520 wins, the 25 loses that, and the Surface 2 wins in terms of hardware usability. It also has a full USB 3.0 port, which I think is very essential. Even though this has micro, that's only limited to a few things, and I have to get an adapter for that. I can always plug in a USB hard drive into my Surface 2, USB 2.0, USB 3.0, and I can transfer documents so easy. So it's easy for that, just productive functionality. I think the Surface 2 really wins there. Now, in terms of portability, I give that to the 2520. Why? This thing here runs 4G LTE, and if we bring that up closer, you see, so it's got a 4G LTE SIM card in here, Verizon or AT&T, and I can piggyback between that. So which means if I go on the road, this will actually serve me much easier to connect to a wireless network or just Wi-Fi rather than the Surface 2, where I am limited strictly only on Wi-Fi here. So I'm actually just on a Wi-Fi network on here with the Surface 2. So, you know, in terms of other aspects of operating system and software, the software aspect, I have to give it to the Nokia 2520. Now, the 2520 does have Office also. It runs Windows 8.1, just like the Surface 2, but you do have the whole slew of Nokia applications here. So you do have, as I tilt over there a little bit, you do have Storyteller, Nokia Music, which is great. This is a great app on Windows Phone as well as on the tablet here. You also have the Nokia Camera app. You do have here Maps, and you've got the video editor, which is very, very good. So those applications really hit it on the software side that make it much viable option here for it. The other thing next up is battery life. This is where these two actually differ, and I will say that Snapdragon 800 really proves its worth here. The Surface 2 does a good 11 hours of battery life, which is very, very good. The 2520, I have pulled off 14 hours of battery life on this, and that's a strict Wi-Fi use. With LTE, it was about 11 and a half hours. So definitely the 2520 wins on battery life. And you know, this is a very tight race to see which is better in all departments. If you're talking about battery life, it's the 2520 here. If you're talking about software suite, it's also the 2520. Now, if you're talking about practical usability, that will have to go with the Surface 2. It's got the USB 3.0 port. It's also got the kickstand, so it's easy for me to use all around. If you're talking about storage options, that also is the Surface 2. You've got 200 gigabytes of extra storage with SkyDrive. Even though they both have micro SD, I really like that extra 200 gigabytes of SkyDrive storage. Now, you're also talking about the front-facing camera. That is the Surface 2 right there. It's got a better front-facing camera, which actually works better in low light for video chat and things like that compared to the 2520. The 2520 has a better rear camera, so you can take better pictures if you're using the tablet, which is not something you do a lot, but it does that well. And the 2520 also has 4G LTE, so you're taking it on the road. The 2520 is the champion for you to use on the road, and is a great product for that altogether. The displays, also the 2520 wins there on that display mount. So you mentioned who actually won this battle video. Let's talk about some of the pricing options, because that also adds to what you're looking at here. The Surface 2 is priced at $449 for 32 gigabytes. This is priced at $399 for 32 gigabytes, but is with a contract, 2-year contract with Verizon. So that adds something to Verizon or AT&T. That's how you can pick up the Lumia 2520. Now, in terms of my winner here, who would I pick as the better tablet to pick up? It's actually a split decision here. I actually had a hard time, and I'm lucky I actually have both, because the overall winner in terms of portability and ease of use and also software suite would be the 2520, because it's got 4G LTE. I can take it on the road with me, and I do have more software with Nokia software applications in there. But the Surface 2 actually, to me, is a cheaper option, because I don't have to be tied to a contract to get the 2520 right now, and I can definitely pick it up for a lower price without contract at $449, even though it sounds like it's higher. It's actually lower because you're not paying for a contract here. So those are the things that I think play a role. So I say it's like a 1A and 1B. I'll call this 1A and I'll call this 1B. I think basically, if you're looking at Windows tablets, you have to ask yourself your question: are you looking for more productivity? Are you looking for more entertainment? If you are looking for productivity, the Surface 2 is the way to go, because it's got more storage options for you. It's got a It's also got a better front-facing camera, especially for business video chats or just to chat with family and friends there. And also you've got that keyboard dock, which you can actually use quite well, and it's very solid. Now the 2520 is better, of course, in entertainment value with the Nokia applications there. You've also got longer battery life. You've got the rapid charge built in there too. So if you're taking this on the road, this would be fun. This is something for you if you're looking for a light business option for you. So overall, these are two great tablets from Microsoft and Nokia here that will give you a solid performance on both ends. But I gotta pick a winner, and the winner is the Surface 2. Yes, I picked the Surface 2, and even though I have 4G LTE and I also have the Nokia applications, I really do like the fact that it's got that kickstand, it's got the USB port on there, and also the fact that I can use the keyboard, and it's more productive for me than, say, the Lumia 2520, which I do love, and literally it's a tight pick. So in my mind, for me and my preferences and what I would pick, it would be the Surface 2, but I really take this as a 1A and 1B selection. So if you have any questions or you disagree with me on your choice for the better Windows tablet, let us know. Is it the 2520 instead of the Surface 2? Tell us your picks. Put it out there and let us know. This is Thunder E saying, don't forget to subscribe to all our pages. Subscribe to Board at Work. Subscribe to Board Gamers. We have the links for you with this video. Just click on the annotation on the top left-hand corner for Board Gamers. Like this video, share this video so we can make more videos for you guys. This is what we do for a living, so please help us out. Support all the way through. Again, let us know what you think is the better tablet there. So this is Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.